Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Dr. B Show. I'm your host, Dr. B. In this episode, I speak to the Dean of Business for Toro University, Dr. Mary Lou Ray. We discuss her upbringing, where she's from, the importance of education, and the amazing things that Toro University is doing. Hope you enjoy this episode. Take care. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Dr. B Show. I am your host, Dr. B, Dr. Jairo Borja. I'm here joined by the great Dean, Dr. Mary Lou Ray. Mary, how are you?
Good. How are you doing, Dr. B, this morning?
Doing fantastic. I know this will air in a few weeks, but it's okay. I'm very excited. It's a Friday and I don't care. So it's all good. So let's jump right into it. So tell everyone about yourself, born, raised, your upbringings. Tell us about that.
Sure. Well, I'm an immigrant. I was born in Italy. I came to this country in New York City, not knowing one word of the English language. Of course, the usual made fun of, picked that. I was actually left back because I didn't know the language. But I was young. I was a child, so to speak, right? And children pick up the English language very quickly and learn to assimilate. So I quickly skipped through those grades. I graduated at the age of 16 and then started college. So that's a little bit about myself.
That's impressive. And tell us how, about college, undergrad, and then, of course, you got your PhD from CUNY. Tell us about that journey. I guess undergrad first, and then tell us about your PhD journey.
Well, I've always, coming from an immigrant family, you tend to value not only education, but also work ethic, having good work ethic. So I've always worked, so to speak, even while I was going through college, right, the first time around, as they say. So I worked for the Board of Education part-time. I received my associate's degree. And once I graduated there from my associate, I went to work for the UN. And then after that, I love the UN because of its multicultural aspect of it. But I was still young at that time. And what sort of triggered it for me is that I saw one of my colleagues retire. And when she was retiring, she actually had the same job throughout her whole stint, right, at the UN. And I said, not sure if that's really the right thing for me. So I started looking and I went to American Express. I was hired. I was very happy there. That's where I moved up, as they say, the proverbial corporate track, so to speak. And when they decided to move to Salt Lake City, my division to Salt Lake City, that's when I took the buyout. At that time, I had 2 small children, and I said, okay, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? I know I'm going to go back and get an education. Because I always felt rather embarrassed, because I had people, when I worked at American Express, I had people reporting to me who had an MBA from Columbia, right? And here I am with my associate's degree. So I never really talked about that. And so I know that was something in one area of my life that I wanted to complete, so to speak. So, I got my BS, finished up my BS in a year, did my MS, started teaching as an adjunct, and then moved on to the Graduate School of Business, right, at CUNY. Fantastic place, caring faculty, multiracial student body. People really want to learn there, okay? They really want that degree. At first, I have to admit, I felt a little lost because, for instance, I hadn't had a calculus course and economics, and my field was economics, monetary theory and policy, and international trade. And so it was all math. And even though I loved math, when you're out of the learning environment for so many years, as I had been, it was a challenge. But hey, you do what you have to do, right? I audited, a calculus class, and I taught myself, the things I needed to do. If it's one thing I have to admit that I learned and take away from the Graduate School of Business is that it actually inspired confidence in me to know that now I can teach myself anything that I don't know.
That's so true. Yeah, absolutely. Especially, being getting my DBA as well. Like, once I conquer that, I could almost conquer anything, even owning a business or owning or working or both. Right. So I was able to once you accomplish something like that, you could kind of almost do anything. I agree with you 100%. You agree with
Yeah.
that? Excellent. Good. Good. So, yeah, I understand. I totally agree with you. I relate to you. My parents coming from Colombia, and of course being the first gen with a college degree, and of course the one of the first with the master's, and the only one at the moment with a doctorate. But of course, and of course, I agree. Knowledge is power, right? Without my doctorate and without everything that I've accomplished over the last decade or dozen years, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So, like you, we're in that same wavelength, which is why I think we get along very well. Um, Tell me about the was it a some type of calling? Tell me why education. I know you pivoted for sort of from American Express, but tell me about that pivot into higher ed. Was there a culture shock? And initially, tell me about that.
Oh, sure. While I was in higher education, I said I moved up through ranks, so to speak. So having people skills was just part of the job, right? But then I was trained in technology when computers first came out. Okay, so I learned how to code, and I loved it. And it came in useful,
That's awesome. Better than
But
me. I don't know how to code, so.
when I did, when I did my dissertation, right, PhD dissertation, you had to have live data. So yes, SAS came in very handy, but at that time. But what it is? I think it's because my mom was, she now passed away. She was a teacher, okay, and she's always said, teaching is a good field. And somehow, even though when I was at American Express in my previous jobs, right, I always quote unquote taught in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so it's something that I enjoy doing. I love doing. I love to see the students' faces when they have that aha moment. Like I get
Yeah,
it.
same here. 100%.
And then, every once in a while you receive some student comments, right, at the end of the class, and that said, oh, this was great. It helped me find a job, or it helped me, whatever it is. And you're like, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I changed, my career, that kind of stuff. But, even though I was, in higher education and, did the proverbial going up the ranks, so to speak, right, from assistant to, right, to associate to full professor and all that. I guess because of my background, they've always sort of threw me into administrative duties and jobs, so to speak. And that's why I, took on several different roles, from the program manager, the program, the managing of programs, to being, the dean. I was even asked to fill in as an associate provost for about, 8 or 9 months while the provost was ill. And here I am now. I'm at Toro University.
We're going to speak about that, which segues into my next topic. So tell us about your day-to-day. Tell us your role as dean of Tor University.
Touro University is a huge university. I didn't realize how large it was until I was in the thick of it, so to speak. Right. It was founded in 1970, and it is now the largest, private institution of higher education, right, under Jewish auspices. It has maybe over 100,000 alumni, more than 19,000 students. That's 36 different schools, okay, almost 250 programs, offers 34 degrees, and we're in 25 locations in 4 countries, 3 states, and many areas in New York. But they're very progressive. They're very entrepreneurial, okay? Unlike, you asked me before, was it a culture shock going from corporate America, right, to education? And the answer is yes.
Did you admit it?
I admit it. Yes, it was a culture shock. It's very different. In corporate America, the attitude is boom, boom, boom. Have to do it. It's due tomorrow. Actually, it was due yesterday. How come you don't have it on your desk today? Right? Stuff like that. In Academia, it's more collaborative. We want to change policy. We want to, put together a new program. Well, let's research it. Let's talk about it. Is it really going to work? Okay. And let's form committees. So things are not done in that really super high speed, fast paced, right, mode as you would find in corporate America. However, the end product speaks for itself, because once you do put out the program, it's been vetted, it's been tried, right? Everyone's on board, right? And everyone wants to see its success, so to speak. Okay. And Toro is actually, having gone through many and attended many institutions, as an adjunct, while I was doing my doctoral studies, I find that it is more progressive. It's faster in making decisions than some of the other, but it's more entrepreneurial. Okay. So I love it there. I'm starting my 5th year here, and it's great.
Are you looking to take your professional network to new heights? Do you want to connect with influential individuals, open doors to exciting opportunities, and accelerate your career growth? Look no further. Introducing our groundbreaking online course on networking mastery, Transforming Your Way to Success. It's an 8-week course. It'll transform you from a novice to a guru. You'll learn the elevator pitch. You'll learn the Formea method. You will learn exactly how to identify leads and being able to leverage your network to network your way to success. Please go to borjaconsultinggroup.com. That's borjaconsultinggroup.com for more information about transforming your way to success.
Love it. Love it. Why the name change from Touro College to Toro University?
Well, Toro has really, its focus is more in the field of healthcare. In my school, the Graduate School of Business, I have a healthcare. I have an advanced certificate, an MS, an MBA with a concentration in healthcare management. Okay, but it has a medical school, it has osteopathic medicine, it has OT, PT, nursing, DPA, all the possible healthcare programs you can possibly think of. We have it. But in order for a school to reach university status, it must have, separate graduate programs leading to, doctoral programs, right? It has to be operational for the past 3 academic years. It has to be self-sustaining. It must be accredited. This criteria that has to be done. And Toro did that. It did the work, right? We have many doctoral programs now. And finally, when we reached the criteria set forth by the state, here we are. Here's our new status of the university.
Love it. And what's the competitive edge being a university versus a college? I guess more opportunities for funding, or is it, I don't know, is it that?
Not only that, but it's also an opportunity for students to progress through the degrees that they want to go to. Also, you have an opportunity, for instance, even though, as I said, I have a healthcare program, right, and at the Graduate School of Business, but I actually ask some faculty members in the school, in the other schools, right? In the School of Pharmacy to teach my pharma economics course, right? That's embedded in the program. My law classes, I asked Toro Law, if they can come and, and teach my classes. So you have an opportunity to actually expose your students to, I don't know if I should use this word, higher caliber,
sure.
Faculty members.
High quality faculty. Yeah. That makes total sense. No, I love it. Love it. Tell us, I know we spoke a couple of weeks ago. Tell us about some of the things you do in the School of Business with continuing ed in real estate and around entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Well, we have advanced, as I mentioned before, we have various advanced certificates. Now, please know that these advanced certificates are not the certificates that a lot of companies are using, right? I mean, these are credit-bearing graduate certificates that lead into either an MS or an MBA at some later point. We have various master's degree, and then we have an MBA in 7 different concentrations. But one of the things that, and it's in Toro's mission, or not really mission, but helping students right, progressing student to find meaningful job and make an impact on society is we have an MBA with a concentration on entrepreneurship. Okay. We also offer an advanced certificate in real estate entrepreneurship. Now, in the area of real estate, we have a wonderful board of realtors, okay, who have now, who help me and assist me in formulating not only the program, but they actually call upon their friends, so to speak, and they put together free webinars for us. Okay. We do at least 3 webinars a year. We offer free continuing education credits, and it's open to all. We post it on social media. Everybody and anybody is welcome. As a matter of fact, we're having one, an upcoming one. I don't know if this session will be aired by that time or it will be passed.
It depends on when it is. I don't know. You can say it. You can say it.
But we're having it on November 9th, okay? It's Insights of the Future of Commercial Real Estate, and we have some really high caliber realtors who are going to be there. But we've had webinars on topics such as blockchain and real estate, right? Cannabis, and real estate, generational real estate, right, passed down and how it differs, et cetera. So we're really happy about that. And again, it's free. The webinars are free, open to the public, and the CEUs are free and open to the public.
I love it.
Now, in light of that, we also offer in the area of entrepreneurship 2 different programs. We offer a Moonshot Scholars Program. It's an interdisciplinary program. It's, no credits. It's not a credit. This is just a voluntary basis, as they say, students who are thinking about entrepreneurship, okay, or thinking what we call their moonshot, right? They meet 10 times during the semester, 5 times they read a book, and go over some of the principles in Bold, the book called Bold. And the other time we can have in guest speakers to talk about it. Now, for those who are really serious about starting their own business, a moonshot is in the fall. In the spring semester, we actually have a program to prep students to compete in the business plan competition offered by New York City. So that's great. We've done it for 3 years now. I'm proud to say we've had 3 winners so far. Okay. This year, we're actually going to be hosting the competition, okay, in our new location at 3 Times Square. So we're very excited. Oh, it's beautiful at 3 Times Square. But we're really excited about hosting this. As I said, it'll be the first time. And it's great. It really gives the students, again, this is all done free of charge, okay? And it gives them an opportunity to actually learn, compete, right? Gain some skills, and hopefully win some money from the competition.
I love that. I've done some ran some competitions. That's awesome. Pivoting a little bit, slightly, tell us about your relationship with Sherm, and tell us about that, the prep certification prep course.
Oh, sure. Well, I believe in, or we believe, I should say, right? Because I have a wonderful cadre of faculty and staff members behind me.
Of course, we.
About that. Yeah. We believe that you should be earning, obviously, an education from a reputable source, right? But we love to give back and do a little value added. Okay, that's why we run, the Moonshot Scholars. That's why we run the business plan competition. That's why we offer free continuing education credits, right, for the real estate holders. But in terms of human resource management, Sherm is the leading, right, as they say, certification. And if you look at Glassdoor or pay scales, right, they'll tell you that a Sherm certificate actually raises your salary by 15%, right? And once you become a senior HR person and you have and you're Sherm certified, it actually raises your salary by 60%. So if you're going to be in human resources, Sherm is one of the certifications, right, to hold. So yes, we are certified by Sherm organization to offer an prep class for prepare the students for Sherm certification. If you're part of our program, it's embedded within the degree. If you're an outsider, so to speak, that's okay. We also offer it at a reduced price. Okay, so you can just come and take, the prep course. And we've had a 98% success pass rate for the Sherm. And now just recently, okay, we've also been approved to offer recertification courses for Sherm, because you have to have 60 hours within, a 3-year period, right, to keep your Sherm license, right? So we offer those recertification classes as well.
I love that. Yeah, it's always important to be cutting edge and with the workforce, and I think that's awesome, especially in HR.
And what you didn't ask me, I'm going to jump in if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Is that, in light of giving back, right, or preparing students not only for a degree, but something a little extra, right, or a certification or something that they can take with them. We're in collaboration with the Graduate School of Technology at Touro, and so we offer an MS in data analytics. The technology offers it on the tech side, we offer it, on the business side. But what we are introducing on the business side is a certification for Six Sigma, which is very hot.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, it's very hot. That's right.
And we're going to start offering it that not only as part of the curriculum, but also as a standalone. So students, outsiders, if they want to, they can come and take it and prep for the Six Sigma certification. Okay, I'll stop right there. I promise.
I love it. No, I love it. No, it was great. Yeah, I didn't even bring that up, but yeah, it's great. And it's very common and accepted in the workforce, and it'll be just an added tool, right, or added value to both your students and folks inside and outside of Touro. So I think it's great that Touro is always forward thinking when it comes to that. So kudos to you guys for sure. All right, so we spoke a lot about the stuff on the micro level with Touro. I'm gonna kind of zoom out for a little bit as we wind down, right? This is great. So according to full-time MBA, which is data represented over 100 schools, there's a steady increase in gender international diversity percentages, and also diverse faculty. But in the workforce, low representation of minorities, specifically women in governing boards, faculty, and students, right? So there tends to be improvement. But in your opinion, what do you think we could do to kind of help close that gap? So we see more diversity, but we're seeing a lack of representation, specifically, women on boards, and as an example, and faculty. What can we do to kind of help close that gap? Just your opinion.
Sure. Well, for the past 4 decades or so, we've seen that women have accounted for roughly 60% of students going to college. So that's somewhat closing the gap. In a word, in the workforce, I'm not sure whether that's really, especially in higher level positions, I should say, right? I would hope that the gap is actually would, close up more, right? As far as race and ethnicity, in going to college, right? Whereas before the quote unquote white students, the categorized white students were, 70, 80%. Now it's down, as of fall 2021, they mentioned that it's down to only 56%. Okay. So again, we're seeing some improvements there. Okay. So how do we close the gap? If you're talking about affordability, right, of education, CUNY, if you're in the city, if you're in New York, right, there's a CUNY system who's now offering college for free, okay? But there are many scholarships. For instance, at the Graduate School of Business, we have now a new scholarship that I've instituted a couple of years ago with, wonderful donors, right? First Generation Diversity and Inclusion Scholarship, right? But there are also many other scholarships that are available to students. And students should check out, right, a scholarship from, Sallie Mae, Scholarship Institute. What are some others? School Hub, right? Lending Tree, Scholarship 360, etc. So that's a good first step, so to speak, if they can't afford it. Right? They should check out those scholarships because there are generous people who are willing, right, to fund students who really, again, are the first generation or, really can't afford to go to college. On a personal note, and trying to find a job, so to speak, right, or trying to, right, or move up the corporate ranks or whatever, you're into, finding a job. I would say, a person has to have confidence, right? When they are presenting themselves. Do their homework before they go on a job interview, right? But know the value that you as a person bring to the job and try to relate that somehow, okay? Find a mentor or, join a network, right? And there are many different networks that you can, someone can join. For instance, there's the management and the leadership for Tomorrow organization. McKinsey has one on Black Executive Leadership Program. Okay, International Society for Female Professionals, the Global Leadership Organization, and Chief, which is a network of women executive. And, you can Google a whole bunch of networks and see what happens, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think it's really up to the individual person to take that initiative, to take up that challenge, because it really starts with the individual. It really starts with you.
Are you looking to take your professional network to new heights? Do you want to connect with influential individuals, open doors to exciting opportunities, and accelerate your career growth? Look no further. Introducing our groundbreaking online course on networking mastery, Transforming Your Way to Success. It's an 8-week course. It'll transform you from a novice to a guru. You'll learn the elevator pitch. You'll learn the Fermea method. You will learn exactly how to identify leads and being able to leverage your network to network your way to success. Please go to borjaconsultinggroup.com. That's borjaconsultinggroup.com for more information about transforming your way to success.
100%, all valid points, and hopefully, I don't think we're going to solve the issue today on this Zoom, on this podcast, but I think those are all great suggestions. So I appreciate that. And then quick pivot. As you know, I'm very big on entrepreneurship. I have my own business as well, and I also coach and run programs with the Hispanic Chamber in New Jersey. Shout out to the Chamber. So what I tend to see is a lot of folks, great initially, gung-ho, very good in their craft, start their businesses, right? But however, a lot of folks still lack resources, right? Which it could be, and it could be several things, right? It could be lack of human resources, lack of capital, access to knowledge. So what do you think we could do as a society or even as individuals to kind of help folks get that access to, whether it's access to capital, access to knowledge, access to network?
Right. Well, joining a network, as I said before, does help, right? But one person is not necessarily good at understanding or knowing all the facets of a business that you need to, as such as, you may be great in finance, but maybe you don't know the first thing about digital marketing, right?
Exactly.
or people management, okay, or negotiating, etc. So I would say the first thing that an entrepreneur may want to look for, all right, is enroll in a class, whether it be, at a higher institution, or there's many online classes, right, that are being offered, even free of charge. Okay. There are a lot of people who are doing that. So, see what you personally, what are the skills that you maybe lack or not so good at, right? And see if you can complete yourself, so to speak, right? Or have somebody that you're in business with and you can complement each other, right? I'll do this, you do that, right? But in terms of financing also, there are many government loans that are being offered right now, right? Seek help from, like, for instance, the Small Business Administration has a myriad of services that they offer, to financing, to training, to, etc. SCORE, right, is a nonprofit organization that offers actually free mentorship and guidance, right, on all the facets, whether it's marketing, finance, business planning, etc. But there's many other organizations that are set up that will help you do the same thing. Some of them include National Association of Small Business Owners, right? Association of Enterprise Opportunities. Obviously, the SBDs, right? There's the Small Business Development Centers. There's also a women's, right, business center and a minority business development agencies. So seek them out because you don't know what you don't know, as an entrepreneur, right? And then it's only when you start asking for help or looking around, right? Because what does they say? Majority of startups fail, correct?
Correct. Over 95% fail within the first year. Yeah.
So you don't want to do that. You want to do some contingency planning. You want to arm yourself, right, with the knowledge or some knowledge, right? Or surround yourself with people that have that knowledge before you actually go full speed ahead. And again, there's a lot of free help out there. It's just a matter of, go on your computer
right.
and do a little homework, do a little research.
I agree.
Right. And I think it'll work out. As I said, I go through the entrepreneurship program, that we host at, Toro University. And some of the ideas that students are coming up with are fabulous. But it's making them concrete, is helping them develop an actual business plan, that pitch that they need, for funding, and helping them provide with all the peripheral knowledge that they'll need to hopefully succeed. That's what they're lacking, and that's what they need.
No, 100%.
It's available.
Yeah, you're right. 100% available, and entrepreneurship is lonely as well. So it's good that joining a course, joining a network, it's you have a camaraderie, like-minded individuals, and you never accountability partners, or you never know how good they could be customers or clients, and vice versa. So I agree.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to I just remembered that Toro has a Bio Inc., right? It's an incubator, okay, where obviously it's on science, right? But business leaders come to develop their products. And it's wonderful because they have, right, the support system. They're in a university, correct? They have, the university support, right? Sure. Knowledge and people that they can speak to, and, et cetera, et cetera. So that's also another opportunity to join an incubator system.
Love it. This is a great, amazing conversation. I didn't even know we were speaking for 30 minutes, so this is great. Where could people find information about Toro University, or even contact yourself if they wanted to reach out personally?
Oh, I would love to. Okay, so please feel free to contact me for any information. I'm on LinkedIn, but my email address is Mary, period, LO dash, upper dash, RE at Toro edu. That's Mary, period, LO dash RE at Toro.edu. Love to hear from you. And if I can help in any way, be more than happy.
Dr. Mary Lou Ray, is an amazing conversation. Pleasure having you on my show. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Dr. B. This has been fun.
It was fun, right? It was good. Dr. Mary Lou Ray, everybody. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the episode with Dr. Mary Lou Ray, Dean of Business over at Toro University. We discussed everything from her upbringings to her experience to what Toro University is doing. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and take care.